Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Sports Buzz presented by Sam Swope, Louisville's only live TV sports talk show. And tonight on the show, we're going to talk about the NFL playoffs as the conference championships are set. A somewhat surprising NFC championship game next week. And we're also going to talk about Louisville and Kentucky basketball as both teams got victories over the weekend. I'm your host, Greg Brom, and joining me tonight, this guy with a big smile on his face over here after a Cardinal victory. A guy who promotes the cause of the Louisville Cardinals as good as anybody, and the host of our Saturday Game Day Buzz on 1450 WQKC. Rashawn Myers is with us today. Hey, Rashawn.
How you doing, Greg? Doing all right?
Doing good. And Rashawn is always a happy lightning rod for callers. And we want you to light up the phone lines as well as we're going to start off with the Louisville Cardinals.
Hey,
Rashawn.
let's jump right in.
Yeah, absolutely. Louisville wins yesterday, 76-59 over DePaul. Bounces back from that 31-point blowout at the hands of Providence, and panic was invading the entire Cardinal nation after that Providence blowout. But they bounced back yesterday with a win. Rashawn, is everything right now with the Cards?
Well, I tell you what, when it comes to the Louisville Cardinal program, right now it's been up and down. It's been very tough, suffering a couple losses at home versus Notre Dame, then on the road up at Providence. But it was good to go out on Saturday, get a big win, especially without your leading scorer, Cal Keurig, not being available. Louisville was able to trot out a little bit of a smaller lineup, something that I think was actually a very, very good change to see the Smith brothers out there with Peyton Siva, Shane Bohannon, and Gorgie Jang. I think that was good for them. I think it was very good for the offense, and I'll be excited to see once Cal Keurig comes back what he can do.
Well, in our number 964-2120 on the Goomer and Company Buzzline, we want to hear from you tonight as well. I think that they're going to have to go I think Rick's going to have to go with the small lineup, Kirk at the 4. When he gets healthy again, bring Shane off the bench. I think the offense just flows better when you have those 4 athletic kind of wing guard type players in the lineup. You center it around Gorky in the middle swatting shots.
Yes.
But I think it gives you more up-tempo pace, and everything just flows a bit smoother.
Well, I totally agree with that. And the biggest thing about that is that when you bring that 4th man in that can really shoot the basketball, it opens up the lane. I mean, Louisville's bread and butter last year was Peyton Siva on that pick and roll. I think that was huge for the University of Louisville. And if you bring that 4th guy in there, pulls that power forward out of the lane, and that really, really gives Peyton Siva much more of a, ability to finish in the paint. I think that's one of the biggest things had an issue is because that 4-man has not really been able to stay home, help out, and it's been tough for Peyton so far.
Rashawn, last year you had the free Enos movement at Kentucky for Enos Cantor. I think yesterday, in full effect, was free Russ. Russ Smith was freed. He was out there making things happen. And the thing about Russ that I love is he's not a one-trick pony. I mean, he can score multiple ways. He's not just an outside shooter like Kyle tends to be. Right. He takes to the hoop, he gets fouled. I mean, he scored 25 points. He didn't hit any outside shots the entire game. He gets his hands on so many balls on defense as well. And I know he drives Rick crazy, but Russ Smith has to be on the floor. He has to play Kyle Keurig type minutes. 34 minutes yesterday. I mean, he's a guy that makes things happen for the offense.
Well, I tell you what, when it comes to Russ Smith, it's just one of those things that you have to take the good with the bad. He's definitely a guy that's going to give you a lot of points. He's going to score, but he's also going to drive the coach crazy because he doesn't run any plays. Like Coach Pitino said, Russ is a guy that's going to, he's good for the offense because the other team has no idea what he's going to do out there. So I agree with you. He has to be out there. He has to be a big part of what Louisville does to be successful, and ultimately I think this team could be better offensively this year than they were last year.
Well, I tell you what, they haven't shown it though so far. They still have a ways to go. I think Rick has a little bit of the Seinfeld syndrome with Russ. And you remember Seinfeld, he always would date a new beautiful woman, but he'd get caught up in the one flaw that girl would have, and he'd break up with her. And like man hands. Russ Smith has man hands to Rick Pitino. He does so many things and makes things happen, but he gets caught up in those, he doesn't do it by the book, and I know it drives Rick crazy. Chris Smith showed up big yesterday, hit some outside shots, and Peyton Siva better. I mean, he's still a bit out of control, had some turnovers, but he had a bunch of steals, and he looked a little bit more in sync yesterday.
Well, he was definitely into the game a lot more more. He was definitely doing the things that you want to see your point guard doing, finding the open guys. Got 6 big steals yesterday. So I think Peyton is still working his way back, but I think once Cal Currick gets back and they're able to do some more things with him getting in the lane, getting that confidence offensively, it'll probably do better for the Cardinals overall.
Okay, Louisville has, I think the fans, even though they're 14-4, a lot of the wins have been ugly. And I think that some of the fan discontent was based on maybe the style of play wasn't as pretty as it has been in the past. Rashawn, for Louisville to make a run in the NCAA tournament this year, and that's what the fans want, is a deep run, what do they need to do?
Well, I tell you what, when it comes to Louisville this year, what you want to see from them is that you want to see consistency. You want to see that offensive consistency. I think that the defense is where you want it to be. Gorgui Dieng is a dynamic shot blocker. He's the best shot blocker Louisville's had since maybe, some guys from the mid-'90s. I mean, it's unbelievable what he's able to do in the paint, and he just gives that freedom for everyone else to be able to handle their business as far as on the perimeter. That's why you want to see Cal Currick knocking down the jump shots. You want to see Russ Smith doing some things off the dribble as well. I just think this Louisville team needs to get healthy. Wayne Blackshear should be back within the next week. And if they continue to do that, I think they're right where they need to be.
All right, we have someone called on the line with us, Curry, on the Goomer & Company Buzz line. Hey, Curry. Carrie. I'm sorry, Carrie.
Yes, I'd like to say hello to everyone.
Hi.
Hey,
thanks for calling.
And first of all, Tom Brady did well today. I think the team was ready to play. And then also, as far as the team, I liked seeing the other players that have been sitting out because you never know what kind of talent you have sitting on the bench before they transfer out. And then I like to give a shout-out to the women. No one never talk about the women. They have lost 2 of their stars for the season, and they are still playing well. And I would like to see Rick Pitino bring in people that's like Jeff Hall, T. Williams, and Preston Knowles come in. I think that would be dynamite.
Well, Carrie, thanks. Thanks for the call. And the women they've had to bounce back from some injuries as well.
Yes,
Monique Reed, I know, is back for the
think
year. Shoney's great. I love watching her play.
Yeah.
But they're having a good season in spite of their injuries, and Louisville having to overcome their injury as well. She mentioned Rick playing some guys we haven't seen. Kevin Ware made an impact yesterday. I still would like to see Nunez. I just want to just throw him out there to see if he can hit a couple shots. I mean, I know
6'8.5".
He's 6'8.5". He's long.
Great
I know
shot.
he can't play defense, but you're playing a 2-3 zone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it can't be that hard to play. I just want to see what he can do in spurts. Not that you're going to send him in there for Kyle, share time equally or anything, but I think he could use some time. Zach got a little bit of time as well in the game yesterday.
Well, with Currick playing the 4, I'd love to see Nunez get maybe a couple spot minutes at the 4 spot because he can knock down the jump shot. I think it'd be great for the offense.
All right, our number 964-2121. We want to hear from you. Also, Kentucky, before we go to break, won 2 close road games this week. Is that a cause for concern, or is that just an example of maybe their resolve and their toughness as a team?
Well, I mean, this Kentucky team, it's going to happen every year with them. Young team on the road. John Calipari continues to bring in top talent, but you know what? Those young guys still have to learn how to win in tough environments. It'll be that way, but you know what? Come tournament time, they'll be ready to go.
Yeah, I think they have 6 road games in the SEC left, so they probably got 6 tough games left. They're going to have tough games on the road. They're going to cruise at home, but it's probably making them a better team. All right, we're going to take a break now. Be back with more of the Sunday Sports Buzz presented by Sam Swope.
You're going to love Louisville Athletic Club's solution to your fitness resolution.
For a limited time, join the area's premier fitness club for as low as $9.99 per month or no enrollment fee.
That's right. Join now for as low as $9.99 per month or no enrollment fee.
Call now and start your fitness resolution.
Hi, I'm Jim Weeks. At MaxCare, no project is too big. We have the capabilities to handle the smallest residential project to the largest commercial undertaking. We even clean big houses like this one. And everyone has been abuzz about our amazing 4 areas for $99 special. We want to let everyone know that MaxCare also cleans upholstery, ceramic tile, and air ducts. We also install and refinish hardwood floors dust-free. MaxCare, locally owned and family operated. Give us a call, 636-4629.
We're gonna rock your world, not your wallet. Rallies cha-ching. Our smoky sausage, grilled plump and juicy. Topped with mustard on a toasted bun. Just $1. Chipotle barbecue bacon cheeseburger or our mushroom Swiss. Big Rally's taste for just $1. Now that's cha-ching! Rally's, feast on.
This limited time offer is a real winner, so make sure you score one today.
At Glamour Shots Professional Photography Studio, we bring out the true beauty that is you. Men, women, children, teens, even pets. Our photo sessions will always have you looking your best. Your photo session will include our airbrush makeover, hairstyling, 2 to 3 wardrobe changes, and our exclusive Glamour Touch retouching. From business to lingerie, we have a package that's right for you. Call and schedule your appointment today, 502-499-9949. Glamour Shots, 9158 Taylorsville Road.
The 2012 Bluegrass Golf Tour Card is available now. Play 8 great courses for one amazing price. Call 502-964-2121 or go to shop21live.com to get yours now. Hurry, they won't last long.
Welcome back to the Sunday Sports Buzz presented by Sam Swope. Our number 964-2121 on the Goober & Company Buzz line. Give us a call. Greg Brom along with Rashawn Myers. And we got Pierre on the line. But before I get to Pierre, Rick Pitino made some news on Friday with he lashed out against C.L. Brown, the Courier-Journal beat writer for the University of Louisville, who wrote an article. Really, I don't even think he was criticizing the theory or Rick's practices as being too hard, maybe wearing the team down. I think he was just posing the question and then kind of just finding opinions on both sides. Right. Rick lashed out. What do you think about Rick responding or attacking the media the way he did the other day?
Well, I definitely think that the pressure of this season and the expectations of a team that was expected to compete for a Final Four is wearing on Coach a little bit. Just the frustration of the injuries and the expectations placed of a top 10 team when things haven't really been going well, especially with the team down the road doing so well. But, you know, I think that after the game and even before the game, he seemed a lot more laid back. I think he's decided he's going to let things come to him, and I think he's doing a lot better.
And I heard that he made amends with CL. I mean, I don't think he meant anything personal against CL, but I agree. I think the strain of just what the team's been going through was probably wearing on Rick a bit. And I tell you what, he does himself no service when he lashes out at the media, because I think he's so good in that press conference setting. If he just explains what he's doing, people, if they hear that, and I think the Louisville fans would come over to his way of thinking. Even when they disagree, he is very convincing. Yes. But lashing out probably not a good thing to do in that circumstance.
Don't want to fight with the media too much.
No, I don't think so. The funny thing, difference between Louisville and Kentucky fans, if that had happened to John Calipari, Kentucky fans would have pounced on C.L. Brown. Yeah. There was C.L. Brown's the worst reporter in the world. Louisville fans are like, wait a second, C.L. was just ready, they're right. They reason with it a little bit more. No, don't take no offense, but give us a call, 964-2121. And Louisville plays Marquette tomorrow, Rashawn.
Yes.
3:30 game, unusual for a Monday afternoon, but it's a holiday for a lot of people. 3:30. What do you think about Marquette?
I tell you what, this Marquette team is very, very good. They've had a tough start to the season. They actually lost one of their big men early in the season, Otule, who was their starting center last year. Went down with a knee injury. He will not be available. But this is a team that is still one of the most explosive and dynamic scoring teams in the Big East. Darius Johnson-Odom, Jay Crowder, as well as Todd Mayo, the younger brother of O.J. Mayo, has been a very big surprise as a freshman this year. Louisville's going to have to come to play. Marquette is always a team that gets up. I would not be surprised to see the game go to overtime once again. But
typical Marquette Louisville.
Exactly. Typical Marquette Louisville game. It's going to be up and down. Gorgie Zhang should be able to have a good game. I look for him to maybe get to a double-double, 10 points.
I'll tell you what, that 3:30 start may be to Louisville's advantage. I mean, will the arena be as energized at a 3:30 start? I mean, you're going in a hostile environment, but maybe people can't get off work if they are working or can't get to the game. Might be a little advantage for Louisville. And 1450 WQKC and the Afternoon Sports Buzz with me and Matt Hobbs. We'll be on the air from 5 to 6. We will be your first spot, your first chance to react to the game, even before it's over. You can call us on our show tomorrow. We'll be on from 5 to 6. The game's at 3:30. You can catch us right at the end of the game or right after the game. Call and react to what you see. And we have Pierre on the Goober & Company Buzz line. Pierre, you're up. Pierre.
Hello, I'm here.
Hey, yeah, you're up. Okay, Pierre, we'll try to get Pierre going here shortly. Let's look ahead to this week's games for Louisville and Kentucky, Rashawn. If we can get the graphic with the schedules for Louisville and Kentucky. Louisville's got 2 road games. And you know what? They got a split. I think you need to get a split with these 2 road games. Pitt's having a down year, but that is a game day. It's going to be a game day atmosphere. I think their best bet, to be honest, is Marquette.
Yeah, well,
to steal one.
You know, I tell you what, with Louisville losing the 2 home games early, with dropping the game at home versus Georgetown and also Notre Dame, I think Louisville, if they want to get back to competing, for a double bye in the Big East, Louisville needs to go out and get both of these games. I think both games are winnable. I think they're going to have a nice size advantage versus Marquette, and I think they're also, with the way Pittsburgh's playing, getting blown out at home by Rutgers. They're not playing good basketball. Louisville has a good opportunity to maybe steal a couple of games this week, and it would go a long way, to helping the team.
It looks like Kyle might probably not playing Monday against Marquette, but maybe back for Pitt. Who knows? The Cards hope so.
It's day to day.
Absolutely. Goomer Company Buzzline. Steve, you're up.
I'd like to say that my favorite guest on your talk show and any talk show is Handsome Jimmy. But my question for you, Greg, is
he's everybody's favorite. That goes without saying, Steve.
I know he's just class, and he's articulate and he's always got good opinions. But my question for you, Greg, is I thought that your brother, not only was he a great quarterback, Jeff in particular at U of L, and a good offensive coordinator. I didn't think that he got a fair shake, and with his background in the NFL, I think that he would be a great fit at U of L. Is there any way at all that could happen?
You know what? You never say never. Who knows? Jeff actually is taking a job at UAB. He's going to be a quarterback coach at UAB. Their new coach, head coach Garrick McGee, he's coming from Arkansas. He coached with Bobby Petrino, was Bobby's offensive coordinator. He's now the new head coach at UAB. Jeff had spent the last couple years at Illinois. Now at UAB, he's happy about it too. So I appreciate the call, though, Steve, and the sentiments. Kentucky this week, Rashawn. Kentucky. They got 2 home games in the SEC. I'd be surprised, even though Alabama, Anthony Grant, and they had a good year last year. I don't even know what they're doing this year, really, to be honest with you. In Arkansas at home, I expect Kentucky to cruise in these home games in the SEC. What do you think?
Well, I tell you what, definitely. Any game at Rupp, Coach Calipari has not lost a home game since becoming the head coach at the University of Kentucky. So I think it's going to be more the same. Alabama is a tenacious defensive team. It's going to be a very big-time athletic affair, but ultimately I think Kentucky gets 2 wins this week.
All right. Also, I had Rashawn before the show today put down his number 1 and 2 seeds in the NCAA tournament, if it started today. Now, you're not projecting, just based on resumes today.
Right.
Your number 1 and 2 seeds, and here they are. Why don't you talk about them?
Yeah, for the 1 seeds, they're pretty much cookie cutter. I think Syracuse is the best team in the country. Kentucky, by far the most talented team. Ohio State's balance of offense and defense has been outstanding, and Baylor is just an absolutely offensive juggernaut. So I think the 1 seeds were pretty easy. The 2 seeds got a little tougher. Of course, you have the
Carolina got blown out.
duo.
That makes Louisville's blowout not quite as bad.
Not as bad.
Not as bad. Carolina
but yeah, I mean, you have Carolina and Duke there. I think that's a good spot at the 2 seeds. I think Missouri, one of the best offensive teams in the country, has earned that, as well as my last
Duke and
2 seed was Indiana. They were right on the cusp right there, but I think their body of work is more impressive.
That's the only place I might argue with you is Michigan State in that spot. Now, Michigan State beat Indiana, but I know where you're going with Indiana. I mean, they beat Kentucky and they beat Ohio State.
They beat 1 and 2.
Yeah, so they beat 1 and 2. So you look at those quality wins that they have, but they did lose today. But Michigan State lost to Northwestern yesterday. Well, that'd be the only change I might have in your list. We want to hear from you. 964-2121. We'll be back. Talk to Pierre. He's back with us on the Sunday Sports Buzz presented by Sam Swope.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
Pimp out your ride at Smart Shoppers, 4200 Produce Road. That's Smart Shoppers, 4200 Produce Road to pimp out your ride. They are open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. They are the largest car audio dealer in the city of Louisville. No better place for paint or body work in the city than Smart Shoppers. You need rims, stereos, amps, paint, anything you need. Call 964-6652 or go to smartshoppers.com. That's Smart Shoppers, 964-6652.
We're gonna rock your world, not your wallet. Rally's Cha-Ching! Our smoky sausage, grilled plump and juicy, topped with mustard on a toasted bun, just $1. Chipotle barbecue bacon cheeseburger or our mushroom Swiss. Big Rally's taste for just $1. Now that's Cha-Ching! Rally's, feast on.
This limited time offer is a real winner, so make sure you score one today.
The 2012 Bluegrass Golf Tour Card featuring Chariot Run, Bardstown Country Club at Maywood, Rosewood Country Club, Indian Springs, Cave Valley Golf Resort, the Falls Golf Resort, the Bull, and Stonecrest Golf Course is available now. Get your golf tour card and play 8 great courses with cart for one low price. Call 502-964-2121 or go to shop21live.com to get yours now. You can play anytime, but you must get your golf tour card now.
Get all the secrets from your favorite local restaurants, Sundays at 4 and weeknights at 6, and see them all in high definition on Insight Channel 916. Secrets of Louisville Chefs on location at your favorite local hotspots, and Secrets Live at Sullivan University's Kitchen Theater. Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs takes you across the state. And Fridays at 6, take your taste buds on vacation with Tim Laird's Secrets of Resort Chefs. It's all local, all positive TV, now in HD, only on Ion 21. Watch Secrets Sundays at 4 and weeknights at 6.
Thanks for joining us this week, and we're here every Sunday night at 11 o'clock. The Sunday Sports Buzz presented by Sam Swope. It's Greg Brown, Rashawn Myers, and we're just trying to live up to the example of Handsome Jimmy. Well, I know we've been trying to break out of his shadow.
He's the standard.
He is the standard, which we are measured. So give us a call, 964-2121. Real quick, the NFL today, I think you had a mild, I mean, the Giants were kind of the trendy pick, and they did go in and beat the Packers. And after a year, Rashawn, where it was all about offense, you really have 3 of the 4 teams left are kind of defensive-focused teams, and you look at the Ravens, and they play the juggernaut offensively in Tom Brady and the Patriots, and the Giants going to San Francisco.
Defense wins championships. I think Eli Manning may be on a collision course with maybe another Super Bowl appearance.
They have the look of that 07-08, the 07 team that won the Super Bowl and beat the Patriots. They've been there before. I do like their chances, or it could be a Brothers Bowl. You know, Harbaugh's in the Super Bowl. That would be something.
Yeah, that would be outstanding.
Absolutely. Hey, Pierre, you've been with us for a while. What's up?
My question is for Rick Pitino. Why ain't he playing Angel Nunez? The guy's a flat-out shooter. He's tall, athletic. He can play the 2, the 3, the 4. He's a shooter. We're going to need him when conference tournaments start. He's going to learn enough by riding and sitting on the bench. He can be a backup for Kyle Kerr, Chris Smith. He don't know what he had. He didn't know what he had when we had Russ Smith. Now he letting them play, put Angel Nunez in there. He's a shooter. We need him on offense.
Well, I tell you what, Pierre, I know what you're talking about. I would like to see him get some time and just work him in gradually and just see if he can come in and hit 2 threes a game or something. I mean, I know he's a liability on defense, and apparently that is, I mean, if you can't play any defense, yeah, you can't be on the court, but you know, this team's weakness, Rashawn, has been shooting, and if the guy can make a couple shots, I'd like to see him.
Well, Angel Nunez is a dynamic player. Just because he's a 6'8.5", 6'9" guy, long arms, can, you know, put it on the floor a little bit, an excellent outside shooter. You know, I would really love to see Angel get a little bit of time.
All right, quick before we get to other callers, Rashawn, you had a recruiting update. Derek Willis making a decision.
Yeah, the young man from Bullitt East High School will be making a decision pretty soon. What I'm hearing is in the next couple of weeks, our own Evan Daniels broke that story. He's looks like he's picking between Louisville, Kentucky, and also Purdue, who he was previously committed to as well. Gerard Holliman, superstar safety, U.S. Army All-American, got cleared. He will be enrolling in classes this week, so that's another big thing coming up. And also Quentin Snyder, even though his team did drop us in the semifinals of the LIT, finished with 19 points in the game, 16 points in the fourth quarter, having a great season, shooting over 50% from three-point range this year.
And I'll tell you what, I saw the LIT Trinity, the real deal.
Yeah.
They are the real deal in basketball this year, and
Daryl Hicks
I'm
is
happy about that. But they're loaded,
yes.
And it's going to be interesting to see how far they can go this year as well. Let's go to Will. You're up.
Yes. Hey, Rashawn.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, man, good to see you on TV. Put a face with the voice.
Thank you.
Hey, I need you and Greg to do me a favor, man, and beat the drum out to Cardinal Nation about the spring game, man. We need to get about 25,000 people out there for Charlie Strong, because he has turned it up on the recruit trail. So you guys help us out with that at spring game, and I appreciate it.
I tell you what, I read somewhere today they might move it to Saturday, the spring game this year. I think the attendance has gone down. I think, I don't think they've been as focused on promoting it,
right?
Maybe as much as they have in the past, and they're not really playing it like a game either. You play it more. It's more like we're going to watch practice. But the weather's been bad. But yeah, I think it'd be great. I'd see 10 to 15,000 people at this year's spring game, just from the excitement of the program.
Yeah, and I totally agree. I think it's one of those things where the weather has played a big part in it. But with all these stud athletes out there, it would be very exciting to see Charlie Strong and company get a big 25, 30,000 out there. I think it would be great for the program and everything.
I tell you what, this is going to be a big year for football. Big year. I think they're going to win the Big East. I really do this upcoming season. Okay, Devin, you're with us.
Hey, I was just wondering what you guys think about Louisville's upcoming recruits.
The recruits, upcoming basketball recruits?
Yes.
Yeah, you know what, and that's a good question. Terry Rozier actually is having a big year up in Ohio. The point guard, he's a combo guard from out of Cleveland Heights. His team, I believe, only has one loss on the season. He had 41 points in the showcase last weekend. He's doing very well. I expect that he could be Mr. Basketball in the state of Ohio and may sneak in to the McDonald's All-American game, but that's an excellent question. Coach Pitino is tearing it up on the recruiting path right now, and look for big things out of these guards.
All right, our number 964-2120. We got a couple minutes left in the show. Rashawn, you put up your 1 and 2 seeds. How high do you think Louisville could possibly get as far as seeding for the NCAA tournament?
Well, I'll tell you what, right now I would probably put Louisville on maybe the 5 seed line right now. I think that would be probably as high as I put them. The great thing about playing in the Big East, you have all the time in the world to really go out there and make your hay. You're going to play number 1 Syracuse twice. So I think they could still jump it to maybe as high as a 2 seed, just depending on how things work out.
Yeah, I think they have to go on a nice run to get
very nice team.
But you know what? 4, I think, is legitimate. Maybe even a 3. I mean, I think they'll beat Syracuse at home and Connecticut at home. I think they can do both of those.
You just can't have the Notre Dames.
You can't have another Providence that sneaks in there as well. But you know what? It'd just be nice to see a better flow to the offense. You saw a little bit of it yesterday. Continue to improve with that. I think you're right. The small lineup is going to be the way that Rick's going to go because it worked so well last year. Rashawn, thanks for joining us. Make sure you catch him on the Game Day Buzz on Saturday mornings at 9 on 1450. Catch my show Monday 5 to 6. We'll be on during the game, and we'll see you next Sunday night at 11, the Sunday Sports Buzz presented by Sam Swope.